Stress is the buzzword these days. Parents are stressed, kids are stressed, teachers are stressed, players are stressed, and coaches are stressed. We need to understand stress is a neurological phenomenon. You need to understand how stress works. Stress is basically the anxiety you have when your demand exceeds your supply. Demand exceeding your character, demand exceeding your attitude, demand exceeding your knowledge or your skill. So when you are looking at stress and you are moving into anxiety, you have to increase your supply of character, attitude, skill and knowledge. Reduce the demand by speaking to your boss or taking less things at a time. Now that is the management principle of stress. But there is a neurochemical and neurological basis of stress. This is how it works. This, what I am going to show you, is the two tracks in the brain. The first track is how we are designed to function, top-down regulation, prefrontal cortex, thinking through conceptualizing, executive, empathic, creative action, which is good for us, good for others, good for our future. That's how we are designed to think and do. So, we have executive, empathic, creative action, which is called top-down regulation. That's how we ought to function during the day. And then we initiate, navigate, come to successful end conclusion, and we say well done. Who says well done? Our inside says well done. So this is the next curve I want to show you. Can you see this? Our 1 hour goes like this. With dopamine we think and do, then it comes down 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Then with serotonin we look back for satiety. Dopamine is for salience, do to the point, study or work, and then we look back at what we studied or worked and we do a self-check. Serotonin says, can you improve it? I can do it better like this. There is a good effort, but we can improve. So in that 1 hour where default mode network of thought is operating, we think and do with dopamine, and then we check back as dopamine comes down, and with serotonin we check back how it was. That is how we should spend every hour. So when you are stressed, you lose sense of how you spend your hour. You may be spent doing the same thing. So for the stress management, what you need to do is manage your hour at a time, keep each hour well occupied, and keep time for you to check back how you did, little time before you move to the next hour. So we have an inside chronobiological design of knowing your hour. When we are stressed, we don't know how many hours spent, we get confused. Same thing happens to the child on the digital screen. Dopamine doesn't come down, dopamine keeps going up, and that is why too much of the digital screen, the pixel screen, is called electronic cocaine. Cocaine does the same thing, where dopamine goes up and you want to do. You want to dance till you drop and so on. These are the slogans that are given. Now when we are in stress, what happens is we are no more in top-down regulation, think and do, executive, empathic, creative, initiation, navigation, successful conclusion, the reward motive, well done. You must first say it inside yourself, serotonin working for well done. Also your boss may say it, parents may say it, coach may say it, but you must first get used to the inside of you saying well done. Now when we get stressed up, what do we mean by stressed up? Stressed up means what we did last plays on you now. What we did last, maybe 4 hours ago, maybe yesterday or day before, or a bad thing or a stressful thing that happened week back, you are playing that again. In the post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, what you do is, even 1 year ago, what happened bad, the loss of a loved one, a grief, badly treated, a Judas action, a betrayal, plays on you. Then all your dreams, the dreams never improve. They are bad dreams. You wake up with bad dreams. The design in the brain for sleep is that you should be waking up with good dreams, pleasant dreams, whereas you start your dream time with bad dreams initially. Now see, so what happens in stress is, we go to bottom-up regulation, which is our survival track, you see. That is subcortical, it operates through the amygdala, hippocampus and hypothalamus. That's a foxhole situation that a soldier is in. You cannot be in it more than 6-7 hours. But when the stressed up person feels demand is too much, my supply doesn't match, he moves to anxiety, then what happens is your neuronal behavior changes. The top-down regulation, the neurons behave in preferred mode firing or unidirectional firing. When you are in stress, your neurons begin to do multidirectional firing. So neuroscientists will call it background noise in the brain increases and your working memory, your brain RAM decreases. That is called bottom-up regulation. So why is it called bottom-up regulation? One, it is not going through your prefrontal cortex. There is a center at the bottom of your brain above your soft palate, which is called the ventromedial part of the prefrontal cortex, connected with amygdala, hypothalamus and hippocampus. All things play out. Now for the child on the digital screen, the last digital game or the last fast cartoon is playing out. He is kinesthetic, acoustic and visual. Those things from outside are storing him, stimulating, and he's not getting into thinking and doing and studying. He's wound up and he behaves wound up like Ben 10 or whoever. Same thing happens to the adult in stress. The last bad thing plays out, the last anxiety. So your present anxiety begins to project into the future, then you have fear that even tomorrow will be bad. There's an expectation of bad things because your present absorption of bad things make you to expect bad things. So one person stresses you up, then it spreads to other people also becoming bad on you. You think and you expect. Going to work is a hassle. So you like to sleep longer, but the sleep you have is disturbed sleep, which is not physiological sleep. So in your bottom-up regulation, everything from outside makes you jittery. This happens to the child who is on digital screen. So he's jittery, he gets into inattention, attention span decreases, same for adults. You can't do one thing thinking through to a successful conclusion. You get distracted, you think about other things, you think about other. You cannot come to a successful end conclusion, a rewarded sense of doing work. You lose it in stress. So what happens is in the bottom-up regulation, you become dyspathic, you become impulsive, irritated, reflexive and reactive. There's a bit of a fight mode coming onto you, you react. Then from anxiety you move into anger. Then anger management is a different topic. So there's a lot to hear on this. What we suggest to you is that on 9th of January, we have a seminar just for you in our Empathic Life Learning Center at Serpentine Road number 374. This will come up to you if you are on our mailing list or WhatsApp list. It will come to you. If not, just give a call to 077 151 2801. It's coming on the screen also. 077 151 2801. You don't have to go up the bottom-up regulation way. Very quickly, what can you do? As I have already said, restore your default mode network of thought of working to a salient point and having satiety adjust every hour. You get stress detox every hour adjusting. 2, recover your sleep. Sleep has much to do with stress. At 6 p.m. melatonin begins to secrete, and we have a separate lecture on how to improve your sleep and get your melatonin into physiological order. So these are some tips, but you have understood the topic. Now you will know you need to probe more seminars of the usual kind, how to manage stress. Work-life balance is not good enough because you may understand the problem, but you may not know what to do. Secondly, you may understand the problem only at the level of management. You may not understand the problem at the level of neurophysiological, neurological. Now this is a scientific way of dealing deeply. You are your own manager, no drugs. That is very important. Every bit of drugging changes your neurochemistry, affects your melatonin, affects your sleep pattern. So this attempt is going to be made completely in the empathic learning way. That's right. So kids can come, youth can come, adults need to come when they do feel work-life balance is not in order. We will teach you how to recover a happy family hour at 7 p.m. Much more things are there in store for you, so get in touch with us. Thank you.